Hello friends, in this session we are going to talk about the aptitude topic direction sense test. We normally see in many exams where the logical reasoning or the aptitude questions are coming, we see that there are many questions based on the directions. There's this person's moving from one position, starting to move from one position, travel some distance and then take some turn, travel some more distance, take some other turn, travel some distance, and then we are required to find the relative position between the starting point and the final point, or we have to find the relative direction. So these are the type of questions that we see normally in the exam. So before moving on to how to solve these questions, let's first understand the concept behind those. So first of all, in these type of questions, directions are categorized in three ways. So first is the map based directions, then we have side based directions, and then we have clock rotation based directions. So we'll cover all of them one by one and then see how we use these in solving such questions. So the first one is the map based directions. So what are the direction in terms of maps? So we know that in a map we have these north, south, east and west directions, right? And besides these we have four more directions, which are northeast, southeast, this is southwest, and then we have northwest. So now we have these 8 directions which are typically used in the maps also. So these are the 8 directions which are used in the questions. Like we can take an example where we have a person A who is starting from a point, moving some distance north and then moving towards east, and then he starts to move towards south and so on. So these are the kind of questions where now this may be the final point and where we need to find out what are the relative position or direction of B with respect to A. So in these things, the important thing is that the directions don't change based on the facing or position of the person or object. Now when we said that there is a person at point A who starts walking in north direction, so we are not looking at where the person is facing. We simply see that this is the north direction, so that person starts moving in the north direction. So these directions are not based on the facing of that person, facing of the object. But here distance is an important parameter. Why do we say distance is an important parameter? The example that we took. Now supposing we are not provided the distance, we are just told that A moves in the north direction and then after some time or some distance turns to east and then turns to south. Now how are we supposed to find out the position of B with respect to A if we don't know the distance? Now let me take an example. Supposing A moves 5 kilometer in north direction, then he moves 10 kilometer in the east direction, and then he takes 10 kilometer in the south direction. So what are we, if we look at the point B here, now this point is like 5 kilometer north and then 10 kilometer south, means this is down. This is 5 kilometer towards the south of A, and obviously the person has moved in east direction, so this is southeast. Now instead of this 10 kilometer in the south direction, if the person had only moved 2 kilometer in the south direction, so what would it have been? A moves 5 in the north direction, 10 in the east direction, and then 2 in the south direction. So this is point B. Now in this case, this is 2. So now in this case, B is to the north of A. Why? Because A moved 5 kilometer north and finally 2 kilometer south. So this point B will be still 3 kilometer north and obviously east. So this becomes northeast. So this, from this example, we can say that distance is an important parameter in the map based directions, without which we will not be able to compare the two directions. Let's move on to the second one, which is side based direction. Now what do we mean by side based direction? Which means our left side or the right side. Now supposing here we have a person A who is facing in this direction. Now for this person, this would be the right side and this would be the left side. Right? Now in this case, supposing I don't change the position of this person. The person is still standing at the same position A but facing here. Now for this person, this becomes the right and this becomes the left. And not just right and left, what would be the straight? Straight would be where he or she is facing. So this would be straight in this case. Whereas in the first case, this was straight. Right? Similarly, the position remaining the same if the person is facing in this direction. This becomes right, this becomes left, and this becomes straight. And if facing is this side, then this becomes right, this becomes left, and this is the straight. So we are saying these directions change based on the facing of a person or the object. Why we are saying object also? It could be like, we are talking about some, say for example, some object which is being moved. So we'll have to see the facing of that also. So here these directions change based on the facing of the position. Whereas if we compare to the map based directions, they were not changing with the facing of a person. Now here again, the distance is an important parameter. Why? Because again we'll take an example. Supposing A facing this side moves a certain distance to his right and then takes a right turn. See, again we'll have to see. Now this right turn would mean we'll have to first see at this point where is the person facing. He's facing in this direction, so right would be here. Now at this point, if we say he turns to his right again, so he turns here. Now if we are not aware of the distance that the person has travelled, we will not be able to say what is the position of B with respect to A, because if this person has travelled this much distance, which is more than this, then the position would be different. If the person has travelled this lesser distance, then the position would be different. So again coming back to the same point, that here again distance is an important parameter to find out the relative position or the direction. Moving to the third type of direction, which is clock rotation based direction. So what do we mean by that? We have this clock. So we know that the hands of the clock always move like this. So this is called clockwise direction. And the direction opposite to that is called anti-clockwise direction. Right? So in the questions that are asked based on the directions, even rotation is used. Now here, in this case, does this change based on the facing or position of a person? Yes, it does. How? Let's take an example for this also. Now supposing a person is facing here. This is the point where he is standing and is facing in this direction. Now if the person rotates in the clockwise direction, he reaches this position, right? But if the person is facing from the same point, if this is the direction in which the person is facing and he rotates in the clockwise direction by the same angle, this would be the position. So we clearly see that the direction changes. So these changes are based on the facing or position of the person or object. Now here, instead of distance, what is important is the angle. Now if we take an example of a person facing here, and if the person rotates by an angle 135 degree in the clockwise direction, which means now the person would be in this position. Now this person again moves 90 degree in the clockwise direction. The person would be facing here. Now at this point, if the person moves back 135 degree in the anti-clockwise direction, so the final direction of the person would be this, right? Now if we were not aware of the angles and we just told that this person first moves in clockwise direction and then again moves in the clockwise direction and then moves some angle in the anti-clockwise direction. Now we don't know what will be the final position with respect to the original position. Now what is the angle? This angle could be smaller angle where the final position comes out to be this. Anti-clockwise direction angle could be a bigger one where the position comes out to be this. So angle is an important parameter in this, in the clock rotation based direction, to find out the relative positioning of the starting and the final position, or between whatever two positions that we have to find the relative direction into. Now, knowing the three type of directions which are used in these type of questions, we need to know the steps to solve these type of questions. So the first step here is that we should know the starting position with facing. So if we find out whether it is specified as north south and we don't need the facing, it's fine, but generally we should have this information where we know the starting position with the facing. Then we focus on the movement or turning. If it says the person turns right, we have to first see where is that person facing at that point in time, and then find out the right of that person and then take a turn in that direction. So now you know the new position and or facing, right? Now you move back to the step 2 where you again take the next step or next turning and then find out the new position. So we take a loop here before we reach the final position. Now here obviously we need to consider the distance and angles as the case may be. If it is a rotation by some angle, which is the clockwise or anti-clockwise rotation, then we need to consider the angles, otherwise the distance. And then we'll find out the initial. We know, we mark the initial position and we also mark the final position. And then we analyze what is the relative positioning of the two. So this is the general approach that we'll take to solve the questions. We'll just take a small example to illustrate this. Say we have a person A. This person moves in the north direction and the distance that is travelled is 5 meters. Now this person takes a right turn and moves 25 meters in this direction, and then at this point the person turns by 45 degrees. So now turns by 45 degrees in the clockwise direction. It is specified, it has to be specified in the question. So this is 45 degree in the clockwise direction. From where we see this? From this point where he has reached, and then based on the facing, we take this 45 degree clockwise direction and this person moves, say, another 10 meters. So now we have to, now here again the person moves south by another 5 meters. So this is the final position. So maybe he is starting from home and reaches his school. Now what is the direction of his school with respect to his home? So we know that this is southeast direction, right? And if we do the calculation, if we are supposed to find out the distance between the two, we can again do that also. So what we are doing is, first we know that what is the starting position, which is A, and we know where he is facing if it is required. If it's not required, since it is specified that he moves 5 meters north, we don't need to know the facing, we just move towards north. And here we know the facing. Once he has started moving towards north, we know the facing of that person. Now we are mentioned 25 meters right. So we do that. And then we know again at this point also we know the facing of the person. Now we know that he moves 45 degree, turns 45 degree in the clockwise direction. So we do that. And after turning, he moves 10 meters in that direction, and then at that point he moves 5 meters south. So this is so this way we can first of all draw the map as to how that person is moving, and then we can see the relative positioning and the distance between the initial and the final points. We'll cover more examples on this type of problems in the next session. So friends, if you like this video, please share and like it, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel to get updates on the new sessions.